So this week's topic of Emunah Mondays was a new approach on how one can fix. And before we begin, this class is dedicated to a Leulai Nishmat for Roger, Asher, Ben Marcel. May his neshama have an ultimate aliyah. So the reason I chose this topic of a new approach on how one can fix, and the whole thing is like we also started it in last week's, we ended off with it, kind of leaning into it, was this whole aspect of fixing. Acknowledgement is a huge thing. Thank God, through the growth and this and that, many people that come to the class start to acknowledge. They acknowledge an issue, they acknowledge something that they're lacking, or the effort being put in, or whatever it is, they can acknowledge, and that's huge. That's the start. But it doesn't stop there. It's simply just the start. When you acknowledge something, now it's like, all right, you addressed it. Now, how do you properly, let's say, fix it? How would one go about fixing it? And I felt like, we should really make a topic on it, because this day and age, it's not really something that's stressed upon. It's like, yeah, okay, it needs fixing, but it's like, how? How do you fix it? And when you ask, let's say, a young adult, let's say 17, or a teenager, like, oh, hey, what do you do if you don't feel like doing something? You just don't feel it. They'll probably be like, stop. Just don't do it. If you don't feel it, don't do it. And if you ask a rabbi or a mentor, they'll be like, no, continue doing it. Tough it out. Like, through toughing it out, you will eventually establish the feeling for it. And both of them are right. You'd say, how is that possible? How are both right? Both are right. Neither one is fully correct, but both are on. They're both right in their own way. The one that's saying stop it is correct, and the one that's saying continue is also correct. So how are they correct? Because of the fact, in order to fix something, how does one fix something? In order to fix something, you need to stop it. You need to stop it. But you're not stopping with the intention that you're not going to continue. You're not stopping with like, oh, I'm done. Okay, I'm just going to stop. No, you're stopping with the intention to better it. It's like when you're driving and you have a flat tire. You have to pull over. You have to stop your trip, address it, figure out how to change the tire, call the necessary people, do it yourself, whatever the scenario is. You need to stop, do it, and this and that. And then from there, you continue on your path. But the thing is, you're not stopping there, sitting, just waiting. You're sitting there and being productive on how to improve it. So if you're going to stop, let's say, oh, I don't feel like, I don't really connect to Shabbat. Okay, so stop and educate yourself on it. Learn more about Shabbat. Learn more about these things, because with knowledge comes love. You find yourself adopting things that you know about. It's hard to adopt something you don't know. It's like, oh, I want to really learn how to do this. You have to learn how to do it first. It's like, I want to become a doctor. There's steps that are required. You can't go all over the place and just bounce around. There's proper steps that need to be taken. So in fixing something, you need to stop and now address what needs to be fixed. Learn more about it. Educate yourself more about it. There's probably a reason why you don't connect to it. It's because you don't know it. So educate yourself to learn more about it. That's how one can fix. And it's okay. So we live in this world that it's like, if you stop, you're losing. It's not true. There's nothing wrong with stopping. It's okay to stop. Nothing wrong with stopping. If anything, it's actually beneficial that you stop with the intention to move forward. And that's what this whole entire thing was about. It's okay. It's important to just pause and better yourself and work on bettering yourself. It's like the example with the tire was great, and then there's an example on race cars. Race cars go boom, boom. The whole thing is about speed. At the end of the day, they have pit stops. You gotta stop, change out the tires, fill up the gas tank, and then go back on. You have to, but you're also not bolting and just sprinting the whole entire way through. You gotta pace yourself. Understand it's okay to take a break. It's okay to stop and educate yourself on this and learn. Just be productive and don't lie to yourself. It comes with self-honesty. You have to be honest with yourself, because Hashem wants consistency. Not so you just tough it out. Oh, I'm going to go 18 years straight and then burn out and fry out. No. How's that beneficial? Pace yourself. Yeah, it might be less now. Slowly growing, and then eventually build an empire. It's that concept with, like, if you take 1 penny and double it every single day for 30 days, you have over $1 million. It's simple. It's just a penny. And double it. It's the power of consistency. It's extremely, extremely powerful. So, yeah, you need to take the break. You need to stop, and you need to address it. It's okay to stop. If you don't feel it, stop and address it and figure out why. Because Torah is love. Torah is loving. Torah is beneficial to you. It's not a burden. And if it's feeling like a burden, it's probably because you're not educated on it properly. Educate yourself properly on it. Surround yourself with somebody that can pass it over in a more understanding way for you. And it might not be the same person for everybody. Everybody's different, and it's okay. So going into next week, we have a great topic as well that's prepared. And yeah, again, this name that we're dedicating this week's to was Leulai Nishmat for Roger Asher Ben Marcel. May he and everybody have the ultimate aliyah and just keep breaking borders.